Chapter 2.5 is transformations of functions. Number 1 is g of x is equal to f of x plus 1. In order to figure out what it is you will need, you will have to look at the example graph, which is f of x. So if you have f of x plus 1, that means you will move the example graph up. So if it's negative 2 and 2, you will move it up to be negative 2 and 3. And the second point is 0, negative 2. So then it would be 0 and 3. The third point is 2, 2. So now it will be 2 and 3. And this will be your graph. For number 2, you have g of x is equal to negative f of x. If you have negative f of x, it will be a reflection over the x-axis. Therefore, you will move the example graph over the x-axis to be equal to negative 2, negative 2, 0, negative 2, and negative 2, positive 2, and negative 2. And this will be your graph. For number 3, you have negative f of x plus 3. You will have to reflect the f of x over the x-axis. Therefore, the first point will be negative 2 and negative 2, but you have to move it up 3 points for the positive 3. So it would be 1, 2, 3. The second point is at 0, 2, you will reflect it across the x-axis to have 0, negative 2. Then you move it up 3 points, 1, 2, 3, and you will have it at 0, 1. The third point you have at 2, 2, you reflect it across the x-axis to have positive 2 and negative 2. Plus 3 is 1, 2, 3, and you are left with 2, 1. There. For number 4, you're given g of x is equal to f of x minus 1. F of x is this graph. Therefore, you will use this in order to graph number 4. So your first point is negative 4, 0, and then you will move it down 1 point to be equal to negative 4, 1. Your second point is negative 2, negative 2. Then you will move it down 1 point to be equal to negative 2, negative 3. Your second point is at the origin, and you will just have to move it down 1 to be equal to 0, negative 2. Your third point is at positive 2, positive 2. So you will move it down 1 to be equal to positive 2, 1. Your fifth point is 4, 0. Therefore, you will move it 1 down to be equal to 4, 1, negative 1. And that will be your graph. For number 5, you are given g of x is equal to fx minus 1. You will use this graph. Your first point is at negative 4, 0, and you will have to shift the graph to the right c units, which is negative 1. Therefore, you will have for your first point, negative 3, 0. Your second point is at negative 2, negative 2. You will scoot it over to negative 1, negative 2. Your third point is at 0, 0, and you scoot it to the right to be equal to 1, 0. Your fourth point is at negative 2, 2, positive 2, 2, and you'll move it 1 to be equal to 3, 2. Your fifth point is at 4, 0, and you'll move it 1 to be 5, 0.